It is happening, my wonderful, lovely people. Former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has weighed in his opinion and his choice. He has picked his words very carefully in relation to what's going on in Nigeria. And everyone, I tell you sincerely, the world is watching. Everyone is watching, and the world knows. They may not be here, but they know exactly, what has happened, and how result has been called and what has gone on in those regards. Boris Johnson says to Nigerian leaders, allow people freely choose those who lead them. Don't infringe on their rights. Don't try to manipulate anything. Yes, stop intimidating the people. Stop undermining the country. So this is what is happening. He has cautioned, the nation with the dust from the Nigerian 2023 general election yet to settle. A former British Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Mr. Boris Johnson, has stressed that the people should always be allowed to freely choose those who govern them, saying it is so important. The advice from Boris Johnson came just as Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also advised Nigerians to desist from making derogatory remark about the nation, but rather promote the position in the country. Johnson and Sanwo-Olu spoke at the 16th edition of the Emmanuel Onyechinyere lecture with the theme Rehumanizing Human Experience, a symposium at the Ayena Theatre held at the Marriott Hotel Ikeja yesterday. Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was recently declared winner in what has been described as a controversial presidential election. Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress APC has polled 8.8 million votes to defeat Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People Democratic Party, who came with 6.9, and Peter Obi, who came with 6.1 million, respectively, to emerge president in a disputed election that was heavily criticized by the international observers. Although also the governorship election that held thereafter recorded electoral violence, intimidation, and suppression of voters in some states. Owing to this, Johnson said the job of politicians was to create the condition in which the people will be able to unleash their potential and choose their leadership. Johnson explained image the Russian police arresting Putin. Can you imagine the Chinese police doing the same to Xing? It shows to me that the law is enforced in my country without fear and favor. But in other places, we need to keep up with this. Whether you are rich or poor, you will receive the same sanctions, the same persecution, the same protection in the UK. And that is the first and most critical freedom and precondition for economic growth and investment. Freedom under the law, freedom to live your life as chosen within the law. These are very important traits that cannot be underestimated. Boris Johnson said we have the right to move and to do what we need to do, to work, to live, and we should not be under attack because we took a position. Nigerians needs to be allowed to choose their choice of leadership with nobody infringing on their rights. It is important that Nigerians are allowed to do this. So this is what is going on, and this is why every single one of us must continue to ensure that we do not allow the same thing. Everybody's watching. Everybody knows exactly what has happened. Every single person is aware. The world is watching. The whole world is watching. The whole world is practically watching. Everybody knows exactly what is going on. And if you think that, nobody knows, it's just us trying to cover up, sweetheart, you're making a huge mistake. Big one at that. Very big one at that. So if anything is going to change, if things are going to get better, we need to, for once, be honest and sincere. Agree to ourselves. What do we want? And how do we want this done? Why are we quiet? Why do we allow the same thing okay, to continue. Okay, so this is what is going on right now. Okay, this is what is going on, and every single person needs to ensure that we do everything humanly speaking possible to change the course of what is on ground. If Nigeria is going to get better, if things are going to change, then every single person must be on board. There are people who love the chaos, or because they get crumbs from those who cause the chaos. They don't want anything to change. They really love what is happening. Because if things change, it's going to affect, how they get and how they do their businesses. And so they will rather prefer things to stay the way they are so that they can get some form of things for themselves. So this is so important, and nobody should be allowed to continue in this vein, in this way. We all know exactly what's going on. We are all aware that the elections, with all that has happened in recent days, it's clear, it's crystal clear, that those things that have gone on for far too long cannot be allowed to continue. It is important that we understand this. Nigerians, every time we allow people who have no iota of concern to be our leaders, people who are not even, they don't even know themselves, what happens is that we see the chaos going on in the country. We are all living witness and a testament to the fact that this becomes how the nation is reflected. Instead of people ensuring that truth is being paraded in terms of the country coming out of what it currently is right now, what we are seeing are two different things. People who do not even know their left from their right are calling the shots. And most times, selfish individuals who basically are looking out for their own bread and butter. They don't care about what happened to others. They don't care if the economy becomes better. They don't care what happens to Nigerians. And basically, what they are doing is that they are only working for themselves. And it is sad to mention the least that we all have allowed this for far too long. If anything is going to get better, if things are going to change, and if we're going to have a nation that can truly reflect our differences and show our unity at the same time, that time is now. Leave us a comment. Don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. God bless. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.